Nowadays, more and more people get banned from airlines, mostly for disrupting the flights. I feel like people have gotten a little bit crazier now. I mean, we have the Burger King guy, the schizo woman, But there's also another reason why you can get banned from an airline, and it is by posting a YouTube video. Everybody, welcome back to the Josh Cahill and Swiss 001 podcast.
What an intro. What an intro. Beautiful. I love it.
Was that poetic?
That was great. That was actually really cool. So welcome back, guys, everyone, to the Josh Cahill and Swiss 001 show, your favorite aviation podcast, I'd love to say. And today is going to be a very juicy episode. We go really behind the scenes of the whole Qatar thing. I mean, we all saw the video yesterday. Over 30 million people saw the first hiccup 2 years ago. So we thought today, why not dedicate? In a podcast, there's one thing you can do endlessly, and that's talk.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll be talking about, we're going into the details, and we will talk about the whole case from the very beginning to the end of me getting Unbanned,
debanned. I've been following this for 2 years, so I'm curious about what you have to say. So let's go ahead and begin with what happened 2 years ago. You posted a video and you got banned from an airline for that.
Well, I think it started a lot earlier. Let's give it a little bit of a background. Obviously,
Sure.
I've been reviewing airlines for like 8 years now, and back in the days, I used to fly Qatar Airways quite often, right? It was always an excellent flight. The airline never had anything to say because obviously it was a good review. I had a great relation with Qatar as well. So I knew the people behind. I knew Al Bakr for a couple of years as well.
Who's that?
I took Al Bakr as the former CEO.
Okay.
Probably the most iconic CEO, airline CEO there has ever been. Controversial. For a couple of statements that he made, like such as saying that a woman can't do his job, or if you fly US airlines, you'll only be served by grandmothers, such like that. He was a risk taker, but I have to give him credit. He built one of the greatest airlines on earth. You haven't been on Qatar Airways yet, right?
No, I've never had the pleasure because I'm not very well traveled. So tell me about how.
Not yet.
You
get there eventually.
Yeah,
no?
At one point, out of 1 million subscribers, that's the point where you reach travel point. But so tell me about Qatar. How has it been? What is their status? Before you talked about the downfall of them.
Well, when people think of the best airline in the world, there aren't many possible answers, right? If somebody tells you Lufthansa is the best airline in the world, he's either a comedian or he's German, or he has mental issues. Qatar Airways stands for perfection, right? Okay. Qatar built an amazing brand. They've been a fantastic airline over the years. Q-Suite. You've tried it. Yeah, you've been on a Qatar Airways line in Paris at the air show, remember?
Yeah.
Or at least you've been on the plane. Yeah. But it's always been one of the best airlines in the world, right? And they have always promoted themselves as the best airline in the world. And it was always the benchmark, Qatar Airways,
really?
Right? And then things, I guess, so as I said, I had a great relation. I'd done a couple of flights. I've been on the Q-Suite. Was on a delivery flight, the Airbus A350-1000 from Toulouse. It was 2018, my first year of YouTube. Al Bakr was on board as well. And I had a great relation with Qatar Airways. But I think what is part of my brand is I said I'm always unbiased and self-funded. And I knew that eventually... And that's why I don't like building relationship with airlines, that eventually this day will come that I have something bad to say to them, right? And imagine you have a great relation with a friend, and then one day you got to be honest with him. If I tell you, hey, Nick, your car sucks because it sucks, you be hurt at one point, right? And you probably reevaluate our friendship depending how sensitive you are.
No, I wouldn't. I would actually take the criticism and tell you that you don't have any car in winter because
he's just saying that because you're in camera right now.
Your car's in the garage.
My car is in hibernation.
You're scared of salt
and snow. Yeah, I'm a responsible driver, hence it's in hibernation. But
I would take the criticism.
Yeah.
Talking about taking criticism is, I think, the whole the whole episode today,
I
right?
think it is, but like I mean, this is once again okay. Let's start. That's the beginning. Had a great relation with Qatar Airways. They
You did
never
an
sent.
interview with the CEO as well.
Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I met
You
him.
wearing a suit, by the way, that was life changing for me to see.
I do sometimes, occasionally.
It
I
was
dress
crazy.
up.
Yeah, I was
It's been a
impressed
while though.
that you're
I like to travel comfortable. Yeah, there's no dress code in business class. People always like, how can you travel in shorts in business class? But I, mean,
I think
those
shorts
days are
are
over.
I think shorts are very comfortable.
I've seen people board the plane in pajamas because they want to like make the best of their time, go to sleep. Anyways, so yeah, let's start with the day everything went down.
The story of you getting banned on Qatar. So I remember actually seeing this video when you posted it. It was in 2023, right? What was it called again? The video.
Correct. I think it was the shocking decline of Qatar Airways. Which is
catchy title.
It's a catchy title, and I think this is what people need to understand. You need to catch people's attention as well, right? I deny the claim like it's not clickbait.
I do that all the time.
I think clickbait is something when your title doesn't match the video. But what I did, it's a catchy title, and there is truth, substance to it. I think this is always very important to remember. The YouTube game is tough. You got to stand out, right? And I was when I do that title, I don't want to like exaggerate, but I want to be sharp, maybe a little bit attention seeking, 5% attention seeking if you had like a soup, but with a strong statement. And I think the shocking decline was definitely something that was justified because I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I mean, I always pick. I mean, what else could you have said? Qatar Airlines isn't that good anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to you? How are you going to change things?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and this is unfortunately part of the business.
Sure.
Some people say, "Oh, clickbait" or whatever. No, because
I do it all the time. Don't worry.
But there's substance. There's a lot of substance to it, and it's quality content because every month millions of people decide to tune in again. You know, if you have a clickbait video, they look at it, it has nothing to do with the actual title, and you will never see those people again.
Yeah.
However, prior the flight that I took in 2023, Al-Baka, who is
the CEO,
the former CEO, had a dispute with Airbus. Do you remember?
Was it about the A350?
Yes.
Oh yeah. What happened then?
Exactly. There was issues with the paint.
Oh.
You know how it is the new generation planes, the 350, you as the plane guy, that they are built out of
carbon fiber. I don't know.
I think some very
carbon fiber.
Yeah, people will be probably like thinking, oh my god, look at those boys. I'm not a technical kind of guy, but anyways, so there's a tug of war happening when the plane extends, right? And the paint apparently extends a lot heavier than the actual fuselage. Okay. And that leads to the fact that the paint job gets very it kind of almost looks like rust, you know, and it dries. It did look really bad.
Right. Okay.
It's more of a Airbus always said like, so the Qatar is not the only 350 customer, right? And Airbus dismissed it as a cosmetic issue.
I see. All right.
Right. And but Al-Baka said, because he was negotiating, he was a master negotiator. I'm sure he wanted a better deal on the 500 planes that he purchased. And as a result of this, Qatar said we ground all the 350s.
Oh, wow.
And it was 1 year. I think it was the year before the World Cup as well. You know, 2022, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you like football?
No, I don't.
No, I thought so. But yeah, anyways, so he had a couple of planes. Why don't you like football?
No,
he's German.
Why you didn't think so?
That you don't like football?
Yeah.
Because I think all you do is just play Flight Simulator all day long.
Fair.
That is fair enough, right?
Back to topic.
That's true. So those planes were grounded, and what he had to do is he had to get Airbus A330s.
Yeah.
That already were retired and parked back into service.
Oh, interesting.
A lot of them.
So old ones. Practically dinosaurs. How old was your plane that you flew in the video?
I think it was 17 years old.
Oh, that's a normal plane for Lufthansa.
It's a normal plane for Lufthansa, and like it's generally not a dinosaur, right? Yeah. From the technical perspective, like it's fit to fly. engines are fine. They're looking after it, but the cabin, the cabin product was really outdated. Under every seat, you had one of those boxes, for the in-flight entertainment.
Really? Like the computer?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly. And
so it hadn't been upgraded for 17 years?
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously hadn't been upgraded for a long time.
Wow, okay.
Because I had to bring them back.
Did they have a touch screen at all?
I don't remember. I think they had.
At least you had a screen.
But the screen was really old as well. So it was really hard to navigate. And it was really outdated. It was not. So what was I sold?
Yeah, Qatar, the best airline in the world.
That's
finest experience.
Exactly. The best airline in the world.
Okay.
That is what I was sold in that moment. And that's how I went on that flight, right? Judging it by, how do you judge an airline? By their weakest product sometimes, You say in the army, there was always, when I was in the army, I served, believe it or not.
Because you're 39. And
I was like, honestly, I had to do my
that.
compulsory army service. And they said the unit is only as strong as its weakest member.
Oh, interesting.
Right? And I think that perfectly applies to then the Qatar fleet as well. How Nonstop Dan did reviews about he was madly in love with Qatar Airways, and he did so many videos that they have so many products, right? So many different seats. You never know what you get.
Oh yeah.
Also for the premium product. Have you seen his video where he was complaining that he never gets the Q suite?
No.
No? You don't watch flight reviews?
I don't watch YouTube. I just watch reels.
Yeah, that's good. That's our generation. Everything that has more 160 characters is already like
12 seconds. That's the most I could do.
Well, anyways, they had the 777s. They leased 777s from Cathay Pacific. The fleet was a mess, pretty much, right?
Like a cascade of just airplanes.
Oman airplanes.
Okay.
It was, you never knew what product you would get. The brand new product
because of the A350 grounding.
Of course.
Wow.
Of course.
Okay.
Because of those 350s, which are brilliant. They caused those issues. So
did any other airlines have issues with the A350 paint?
No, non-grounded.
Because I haven't heard of that problem.
Airbus is responsible for this. And since the 737 MAX issue, no airline takes any risks, right?
Sure.
And Airbus said it's a cosmetic issue. Fix, all the other airlines, they accepted it.
Yeah.
Al-Bakr did not. And he was giving them a hard time publicly to a point where Airbus said, we're going to cancel your 321 Neo orders. Wow. They had 50 Neos on order, and Airbus said, enough.
Wow.
They canceled it.
That's crazy.
And that's like, imagine how much money that is, right?
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Was fed up.
They are. Like, imagine that. Imagine you buy...
but how can you make paint that expands and gets damaged from just flying?
But this is the thing, when you're in cruising altitude, you're the pilot, right? How the material, the Eiffel Tower expands 15 centimeters in summer.
Yeah.
Right?
Because of the heat.
Yeah.
But of course, so that I know.
The new material expands differently than the paint.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a tug of war, right?
Also because it's the aircraft's skin obviously heats up more than the rest of the airplane.
Exactly. So there's more surface.
But like, how couldn't you have taken that into factor, like in the design of the plane?
I'm sure. We should have a guy from Airbus right now here and explain it to us. I'm sure some things are really difficult to deal with. Maybe if you want to have different paint job, it might cost you a lot more money because you need to get different materials. But I'm not an expert on this. But if somebody knows, let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, had those planes grounded, massive fleet, and it doesn't matter what happens in the background. The customer who flies doesn't care what issues you have, what problems you create. Went on the flight, walked in already the cabin, very lousy crew, they were well rested, no hello, nothing, and my camera wasn't even visible, right?
Oh yeah.
Went on that flight, went to my seat. You have that massive box under your seat.
That's crazy.
It's not comfortable.
No.
Right? Yeah. I don't even think Lufthansa has that.
Yeah, it's only on the window seat though, right? The box.
Yeah.
Okay, but you were on the window seat.
I'm not sure. I don't want to give wrong information. Might be under each seat. I'm not 100% sure. But wherever my seat was, there was a big box.
Okay.
Right, and this plane was then flying from Colombo. At this time, I still lived in Sri Lanka.
Nice.
And that plane was flying from mostly on the Sri Lankan flights or India flights. Some people could say, hey, why are they sending their bad planes to countries like this and not to
I think
Europe?
all airlines do that, though.
They do.
Yeah,
Most airlines are terrible racist, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy.
That is. But funny thing, because of that video, I kid you not, after that video, they never sent that 330 to Colombo again. It was always 350 Dreamliners and 777s. The newest products, and people were always messaging me when they were flying from Colombo. Thanks, Josh, because of you, I'm flying the 350.
Finally, I can be on a good plane.
Yeah. But now I think the 330 is back on those flights as well. It's still on service, the 330, by the way. Went on a flight. We took off. Crew very, very average. Right?
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not
sure.
bad, but not what I was
Not
sold.
Qatar good.
Not world class, not the best in the world.
Yeah.
Right, at this flight.
Because this video was about the decline.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
About it being the worst airline in the world. It's
Exactly. How and I got a lot of I got a lot of messages from people saying, I get so many complaints every day from people that send me messages and they say, oh my God, this airline was terrible. Or they actually email the airline and they CC me and it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like a flight review? And sometimes I see Sam Chui in there copied as well.
Okay.
Anyways, so I took that flight and they even ran out of food choices.
Oh, wow.
It barely ever happens, right? I'm a frequent flyer. And people say, that these kind of things happen. Yes, if you sit maybe in the last row.
Yeah.
Very likely. And I was sitting very in the center of the plane.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ran out of food. I went to the loo for my loo reviews, which I retired on the DCA.
There was piss on the floor.
It was once again, it's not their fault, right?
No.
But it is something that where I know,
unless it was the flight attendants
or me, I got my weed out there, weed all over the floor.
But wait, so someone asked the flight attendants to clean it up and no one did it? No one cared?
I didn't notice anything like this, but I know that Qatar, every time somebody did ask, but I think that was during the service. So I remember when I was flying Qatar that literally after
every guest, they come in and clean.
Al-Baka is the most Mr. into the details, right? He is and I see Qatar that they really take care of these kind of things, right? Because they don't like bad PR. They don't want a photo on social media with a bad bathroom. And even on the worst flights, they always make sure that things look good. And that was really surprising as well. It was a bad state. That was the first flight. It wasn't really great. And the second flight wasn't that good either, right? It was much better. You watched the video, right?
Yeah. So you flew to where from Colombo?
I think London Heathrow. Was it Heathrow?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was London.
And then you exchanged to where?
No, I flew Colombo, Doha.
Yeah, Doha. All right.
Yeah, and then from Doha, I went on the newer 777s.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had two legs on that trip to London Heathrow.
Yeah.
So did you have Wi-Fi on the old A330?
No, they don't have Wi-Fi.
They don't have.
I don't think so.
Wi-Fi.
No,
That's
they don't
crazy.
have Wi-Fi. It was a very average product. It wasn't a really nice product. It was not the best in the world.
Okay.
Right.
That was all. I mean, that's all your video kind of said. Let's
Exactly.
be real. I mean, you also. I remember you pointed out some good things.
Yeah.
The dessert was good.
Yeah.
For example, also the second flight from Doha to London was a lot better, more modern aircraft.
Thanks, absolutely.
It's just not the best, right?
It's not the best in the world. It was not and I have been on 247 airlines, right? I can compare, and I fly. 80% of my flights are in economy class. Right?
Yeah.
And this flight was in economy class as well. Their basic product, and it wasn't what I would. But it's not a 5-star, the best in the world, Skytrax super airline. It was not, right? And that is what I pointed out there.
Yeah.
And previously, I always had a lot better flights. They had a better fleet strategy. And you've watched my videos. I can be ruthless, right? I can be very, very.
The Qatar video is not even in the top 20 videos of your most negative reviews.
And you have
Right.
done bad reviews on.
I've
Lufthansa.
made so much worse videos about Lufthansa, Ryanair, all these airlines. So it really wasn't that big of a deal and that big of a thing. So let's talk about the crisis management then. I think that's a very nice topic now.
That is where we get
how
into
would
the
you
juice.
react as Qatar, right? You have this video that made around half a million views.
At that time, wasn't even that many views. It
Really?
had maybe 200,000 views at the
Okay,
time.
okay, it's like a really small percentile of humans over the world watched the video,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even that bad. It's just, hey, the plane is old because of
Poor decision making.
poor decision making, which is kind of temporary, maybe, right? Because at some point,
Lasts until today.
do the A350, does it still not fly now?
No, they're back.
Okay, so right.
Miraculously. At one
Right.
point,
So
there was
hey,
no
look,
safety
it's
issue
2 years
anymore.
now, so it was kind of like a temporary problem with the old airplanes.
Yeah.
The crews a bit of a problem.
Self-created problem, right?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But like, it's not that big of a deal. How would you react as an airline to a video like this?
That's actually a good question. I wasn't actually prepared for this. Not that we prepare for this podcast
I never
anyways.
prepare. I mean,
Yeah, that's the most like comments always like Swiss doesn't prepare for.
I don't do my homework.
Podcast.
I should have read about the A350 skin problems.
That is right.
Anyway, how would you react? Do you have any idea?
Communication.
Yeah.
It's all about communication, and I think they tried. I mean, they tried to communicate with me, but in the wrong way. You know.
Right. So
And
how would you reach out as an airline?
I would call. I mean, they called me. Like, so let's. So I posted the video, right? And people. I mean, I have a lot of friends of Qatar Airways, right? And then I got a message on Instagram from my friend Ahmed, who then disappeared, never talked to me ever again. Not because he doesn't like my review, but it would jeopardize his job if he's still in touch with me. That's how these kind of things is. And he said, like, our vice president of communication, he wants to call you. And I said, yeah, no problem. So I posted a video. It had 200,000 views maybe in the first 2 days.
Just got an email from Qatar.
An email from Qatar. Great. No, that's fantastic. Yeah, so the video had like 200,000 views, something like
Not
that.
a big deal then.
No, not really. Like, I mean, it reaches
On a global scale.
yeah, like a good. I mean, let's say good review can make up to, like, my most watched review has 22 million views, right?
Yeah, sure.
But it wouldn't have become the issue that it is today if it wasn't for the poor way they handled it.
So, once again,
Yeah.
you made a call with them. What did you expect when you were like, okay, we're going to set up this call now this afternoon with Qatar?
So I'll be honest with you, I thought it's gonna go down exactly that way.
Yeah, you thought they were gonna like.
Yeah, so they called me and they said, first thing they said was everything is off record. Cannot be recorded, cannot be quoted or whatever. I mean, there's no legal, it's not binding. Like, I don't have to obey by what wishes they have.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So they called me and they said, yeah, we were just understanding what went wrong. And I said, yeah, I mean, it was very nice. It was really lovely. And he said, yeah, you know how the chief reacts to bad press, the chief, aka Al Baka. And would you mind deleting the video? And we give you free flights to wherever you want to go.
So they bribed you.
Yeah, pretty much. You can call it a bribe. So they offered me free stuff in exchange to delete the video.
Which, to be honest, I think that they do that because most of the time it works with YouTubers. I think a lot of people just take the bribe.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I believe. I mean, I don't want to like accuse anyone of anything, but obviously it's a tempting offer, right?
Yeah.
But why would I do that? Like, for me, for me, it's the integrity to my job, because if I say, hey, imagine the video disappears.
I hate that. Because your whole point is reviewing airlines.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
not
the whole
driven.
point.
I'm not driven by free flights. I can buy a flight to wherever I want. If I want to
Yeah.
fly Q Suite, I have the money to do so, or the points, or whatever. And I don't want free flights. I have, as I said, like, I love my job so much and the impact that I can have on the industry and
Exactly.
the great changes that have been introduced because of my video.
Yeah.
It's something I take huge pride in, right?
No, yeah. And I mean, we talked about this with Global Airlines, where I also did a free flight. I hated it. I hated having to do a review that wasn't good. So, yeah, that's your standard, right?
What was going on in your head?
When at what time?
When you took that free flight and you
I felt so bad. I was like, how can I somehow turn this around to be somewhat nice and give something back to the people? Obviously, there's never like a contract to say anything nice. For example, that wasn't with Global Airlines. They didn't say you have to be nice, but like I was like, I kind of feel bad because they were being quite kind to me, and the product kind of sucked. But anyway, yeah. So that that's my learning now. Never do free flights unless it's like just a funny presentation.
And that's what Qatar does. They groom. They are grooming influencers. They are, because they created that. No, literally, they created that relation with me. Over years, they would invite me to events. They know how to make you feel special. Look at the recent F1 event. All the big influencers were there. You get catered there. You get treated like royalty. Qatar knows how to look after you. The way they treated me was because they knew what an influence I have and how many million people watch my videos every month, and they know that I'm an important voice in the industry, right? And it's like, and they do that with everyone else, right? Like Sam was there many times, Alex Macheras, I saw him at every event, but I think he works for Qatar. And yeah, so they create this, they make you feel special, and then you think twice whether you want to give this up or not, right?
Yeah.
If you get the red carpet every time and they make you feel like royalty, you will be loyal to them, right? And you think, why should I be critical? Because I could lose all this benefit, all this one day. But this is something that I was willing to give up anytime, because my audience and my voice is more important than the luxury that I could have.
Yeah, sure. And even the opportunities. I think this is always like a review problem, even for like car review things. Will Audi still give you their new car after you hated all the other ones? I don't think so.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. And Qatar did that tremendously.
It's great that you stay independent. And once again, so they try to bribe you, and obviously that didn't work. How did the call go on after they offered you this?
So the funny thing is, I already had another flight booked on Qatar Airways. Yeah. From Abu Dhabi to Doha and then to Bangkok. Okay. Because at this time they received those 737 MAX.
Oh wow.
Which they had to take from S7 Airlines, a Russian airline.
Wait, so they had A321neo and then
canceled. Cancelled, right? So they needed a replacement.
Wow.
They needed narrow body planes for that.
Okay, so they have so many different types of. I mean, I don't really know. Is there any other airline that has 777s and A330s at the same time?
There might be.
Yeah, but it seldom happens because it doesn't really make sense, because you need to train. They have to retrain the pilots every time.
Yeah, I mean, they had no 737s at all, right? Okay. So they had to get new typewriters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So they took those planes from S7 Airlines, because the war started, and they were
the green
one with the big S7, One World member as well, but because of the war, Airbus wouldn't deliver, Boeing wouldn't deliver anymore either. Oh, so they had to take the same cabin as well, right?
Did it have Russian rating?
No, I think Qatar actually is that anal about these kind of things that they would look after this.
So it didn't have S7 on the outside of the livery?
No. It was full Qatar Airways livery, but the seats were what S7 ordered, right, for their planes.
Were they green?
No, I think they changed the padding. Yeah. Okay. So, but awful product, right?
All right.
Once again, due to poor decision making. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Just fleet planning.
No, not even the fleet planning. Like the provocation of Al-Bakr.
Yeah.
Like telling Airbus, we're not taking those, or we ground those planes because we want better deals. So he screwed up majorly on this, right? He gambled. Sometimes it works out for him. Yeah. It has in the past, but not this time. So they had those 737 MAX. And so I was going to fly this from Abu Dhabi to Doha, and then from Doha with the 380 to Bangkok, because I've never done Qatar Airways 380, right? So I had that review, I think, this trip planned 2 months from that phone conversation.
Okay.
And they said, hey, first they said, should we put you in touch with the chief, with Al-Bakr? You have an interview. We can see how things go. I said, yeah, sure, why not? And then I said, look, I have a flight in 2 months. There's your opportunity to make up for things, right? Shine, rise and shine, right?
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I had nothing more to add. What do they want from me, right? And
They wanted you to delete the video.
of course they wanted me to delete the video because they don't like bad press.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to control their opinions. So, yeah, no, I ended up, that was the end of the phone conversation, and they said I might hear back from them. But I think at this time, somebody decided, I think it was a couple of days later that I got an email saying, so they tried everything, saying that I can't fly with Qatar Airways anymore because I broke or violated section 4 of their code of conduct or whatever they have, which means I filmed without permission.
Oh yeah, the contract transportation.
Yeah. And then I got WhatsApp messages and screenshots. The great thing is when you have so many people in an airline where there was a lot of tension between staff and the management because of working hours, curfew, and stuff like that. People were sending me screenshots, and the chief cabin crew member is Sri Lankan or whatever. Somebody sent screenshots and showed me that they had to go, and they were forced, the crew of my flight, they were forced to make statements that they didn't consent to me filming.
But they did consent.
Yes, they did.
Verbally.
On camera.
Yeah, on camera even.
On camera.
Great.
Anyways, so they tried, so this was their, we could say, no, they had to dress up the turd.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they had to make it look good. So they went, okay, we're going to go down this path, right? We're going to ban him for making him a disruptive passenger.
A disruptive passenger. I mean, you didn't have...
Not like the Burger King guy?
The Burger King guy. But like, so yeah, once again, they tried everything to delete your video.
Yeah.
What they did is they wanted people to say, hey, I was not consenting to being filmed. Why? Because then YouTube can delete the video. They really tried getting in touch with YouTube and getting rid of the video. You even had a call with YouTube themselves. They were supportive.
YouTube is great. And I said that in the second video then when I talked about the whole case, that they are very protective about freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I watched another video today of the German YouTuber, Marvin. I told him, and he's sued by UEFA, the body, because he dressed up as a mascot.
Yeah. He snuck into the
opening game of the Euro
into
Cup.
the stadium. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And that's what they try, So then UEFA tried to have the video removed. But I can say from my experience that YouTube is great, and they were honest with me. They say, hey, we know exactly what they're trying to do.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm not saying here now what, but I'm sure people can put one and one together. So they try to have that removed, and there was also a bit of Emirates in that video, right? And they said, they can't with a competitor and stuff like that. So they tried really hard to remove this. And YouTube was wonderful. They're very supportive.
Yeah.
It's
American,
Yeah. But it was a German guy.
The community manager.
Community manager. He's gone now. I think he left. A great guy. Fantastic guy. Very helpful and very honest as well. And that was the only time that I never was in touch with YouTube ever before.
Yeah, I haven't ever been.
Yeah. And that was my first time, and they were brilliant. YouTube was really, really kind.
Yeah.
And really helpful, and it made me believe.
Yeah, and they were protecting you.
Yes.
From being silenced, and that's actually a good thing.
And that is the
so yeah, what they did, try to get the video deleted, it didn't work out, and then they banned.
I think it was banned only in Qatar. So if you watched it from Qatar,
the IP ban.
IP,
okay,
I think
so
it was
geo blocked.
But then it happened to Nonstop Dan as well with his Lufthansa video, which is not available in Germany. So
all my Lufthansa stuff is still available here.
Yeah, before we start, hey, Qatar, no freedom of speech in Germany, they will try exactly the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Data protection, these kind of laws. So they're sneaky.
Yeah,
they're trying their ways. So
I kind of get it though.
I don't get it. I don't like it. There's other
but
ways
you
to
have
go
to
about
always look something. You always have to be a bit neutral and think about the law that does exist, and
of course
if you can do if you infringe
we
the
talked
laws.
about what did we talk about in the second episode?
that you have to use the voice. No, I get it. But
in the second episode, you were telling me how Lufthansa is rejecting all the claims.
Yeah.
Unlawful.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, true.
Is it unlawful? It is unlawful. You said that what they do is that the law says at a certain amount of delay, you should get compensation, correct? And you still haven't received it, right?
No.
So this is what I mean. People say, oh, Josh, like lots of your videos say scam here and scam there. But the thing is that airlines try. There's so many airlines, they try really to scam you, or like these, they are just as nasty as some passengers are. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of see what you mean. I think I think silencing people doesn't really work out nowadays.
Yep.
Everyone has a voice on all the social media platforms, and things that go wrong are spread so much faster now as well because of TikTok. Everyone has a phone.
That's right. Do you know Beyonce?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was an unfortunate photo of her at a concert, and she said she doesn't want that video or that photo to be published.
Yeah.
And then somebody got a note of it, and it was shared all over Reddit and the internet. Streisand effect, right?
The truth will always out, you know, and whether it's a negative review or anything, that's just reality. And I think isn't this like a Barbara Streisand effect?
Yeah, exactly.
It's called,
Streisand,
when you try to silence something, it gets louder. In the public opinion, and that's exactly what happened with you in Qatar. So you got the email that you're now banned and won't be able to go on that flight.
So remember, dear Mr. Cahill, you're no longer. I got my refund for the video for the flight.
Oh wow, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
Lufthansa, I would have had to go.
You wouldn't even get the refund. I love a bit of Lufthansa bashing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I remember that, but the funny thing is, I didn't see the email until I went for the second flight. So I was in Abu Dhabi.
You were at the airport.
I was in Abu Dhabi. So they I think they sent it like a week before my flight, but it went into my spam folder. And
that's good. Even that is very embarrassing for such a big. What was the email address? Was it Qatar 436 28
I don't know.
Customer service
Qatar Airways at hotmail.com. Can you imagine that? So the funny thing is, it literally went and went into my spam folder, and yeah, sometimes I get like, though when airlines send like marketing stuff, it goes into your spam folder. Occasionally. So that went there. So I was in Abu Dhabi.
Like customer service stuff doesn't really get like.
I had cases like with other airlines, so I wouldn't make it a Qatar Airways kind of thing. But
airlines don't write to me personally, so.
Yeah. I think they gave me a case number as well. Anyways. Showed up and I'm like,
wait, so you're at the Abu Dhabi airport?
I'm at the Abu Dhabi airport.
And what happened there?
First of all, I just filmed my intro in front of the check-in counter, and then the station manager came to me and he said, "Josh, I love your videos."
Really?
Old guy, I remember. And he said, "Josh, I love your videos. Are you flying with us today?" And I was like, "No, that was." So I tried to check in. And they told me flight was canceled, and they said you should have gotten an email. And I checked. I found this email that I was banned, Article 4, whatever it was. And I went back, and I was thinking, oh damn, I have to fly. I have to go to Bangkok, right? And there were no flights from Abu Dhabi. Etihad, I think, left already. And while I was there, then the station manager was like, "Oh, Josh, are you flying with us today? I'm excited." And I said, "No, I'm banned because of my last video." And he's like, I could see it in his face. He was like, "Oh my God, this is so embarrassing."
Yeah.
But he was really nice about it as well.
Sure.
But throughout those 2 years when I was banned, every time Qatar Airways members saw me, they came to me and it was so kind, so lovely. So it's not on the people.
Because you pointed out some genuine flaws within the airline and how they even treat their staff, right? Wasn't there like this curfew thing a while back?
I never talked about this kind of like
you did in the video.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be with but they knew they had a curfew. Yeah.
What does that mean, curfew?
No, curfew means that they're not allowed to leave their crew accommodation between, I think, 1 a.m. and 6 a.m.
Why?
So because CEO is a bit of a control freak, and he wants his crew to be home from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. So can you imagine?
That's like weird. That's
Funny thing.
How's that a realistic like problem?
Yeah, but this is, and you couldn't get married without his approval and stuff like that.
Wow.
No joke. Plus, the funny thing is, no Qatar crew member has ever seen the sunrise in Doha.
Why?
Because they're not allowed to go out that early. So, and then
That used to be though.
that used to be with the new
That's like
CEO.
so dumb. That's like treating your work like people that work for your airline as 9-year-olds
But they know it.
on a
and-
kind of class
I mean,
trip.
they know it. There's a lot of documentaries about this and news sites pointing.
Yeah,
at
but
us how
you
to-
were on their side though.
I'm always on team crew. Right?
Yeah.
Though I might be harsh sometimes in the videos, but as I said, there's plenty of airlines, world-class airlines that use my videos for training purposes and such, right? So it can't be that bad. So yeah, they never really had chance to go out and see the sunrise because
That's
it was
crazy.
a curfew.
Yeah.
I saw stories of Qatar crew saying, "Oh, I saw the sunrise for the first time," because they're usually not allowed to go out. It's crazy, but that was, yeah.
Wow.
No, it's nuts, right? But they signed up for it. They signed a contract, and I
yeah,
got.
sure,
Trust me, we can go to my email inbox, and I can show you at least 300 emails of Qatar Airways crew saying how the treatment is bad or like conditions and stuff like that.
Yeah, late payments. I heard it's like
There's
a bit of a
stuff. There's a
problem.
lot of
Sure.
complaints. Like it's very funny now. This one airline went bust. SmartLinks. Have you heard of it?
I don't know.
Do you think their crew always goes to when they have issues and when they don't go to their HR, they email me and they say, "Hey Josh, can you make a video about it?" Because obviously I've done that with
You're
the
like the
Vista.
aviation Jesus.
Yeah, no, I can't walk on water and I can't turn water into wine. But like,
yeah.
I'm sure they message other YouTubers as well, not just me, a journalist. But they know that I made myself a voice. Like when I did the whole Vestar case, remember when I said how they are mistreated or they have to trade their layover allowance so they get Frankfurt or London flights because of my video. That changed,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And then obviously people see that and they say, "Hey, Josh has a voice."
Yeah.
But I can't always.
And he's not afraid of using it.
Exactly.
That's-
But it's a lot of work. It's so much research going into these kind of things, right? Because you have to be factual, you have to double
Yeah,
check.
you can't just claim things without them
It is
actually
really
being
difficult
true,
to
and
do this. And
they have to be a widespread problem as well. Like obviously always there's going to be an employee of some company that's going to be unhappy there for whatever reason. And it has to be a widespread issue for you to, need to talk about it.
So it's always difficult.
So you ran into like a lot of Qatar crew, and they were very supportive of you
Always
and
very
supportive of
nice.
your message, and they definitely weren't the one spanning you. It was of course the
Yeah.
management.
I mean, there was definitely the crew that were cursing me as well. but
Yeah,
only
right.
one
So what happened on? So you were once again. You were at the airport
person. Abu Dhabi, yeah.
in Abu Dhabi, and you couldn't go on the flight.
Couldn't go on a flight.
What did you do?
Yeah, well, booked another flight. So the thing is, I had to rent a car because I had to fly from Dubai.
Oh,
So I had to take
fly
Emirates,
over.
Emirates on a 777, and that was the video. That was the first video. Emirates came to the rescue. Right? So I booked an Emirates flight to Bangkok. Pretty much arrived at the same time. Took that flight. All was good. And yeah, that was it. And then obviously that was after that phone call, right? That was after I was banned.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I knew the second they called me and said, "Hey, we give you free flights to remove this video," I knew from this very second that I have a job to do here. I have to tell the world how they deal with bad reviews, how far they willing
Bribery?
to go. Yeah.
I think that's in marketing. There's loads of companies that would do that.
I'm sure these kind of things happen quite often. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Like
I don't demonize it too much,
Yeah.
to be honest, but I think they should be an expert in knowing what kind of YouTuber you are.
Yeah.
Like, with
Do your homework.
Hey, let's say the example, maybe Sam Chewy, who's more like an airline showcaser, right?
Yeah.
for him, it would be probably maybe appropriate to say, hey, we're so sorry for your bad experience. Here is a few more flights for you for free to try and to have another go and post another video and delete the old one. It's not that demonic to do that, but of course it's the wrong step. And also like you can do that, but once you decline for the first time, like you decline, then it's like, okay, we're gonna figure something else out that is like good for both parties, right?
Decided to ban me.
The banning part is definitely the problem.
Banning part.
I don't mind the bribery that much. It's just it's very dishonest. I would never take the bribe because it's like, for me, it's like I don't really benefit from free flight.
They could have offered me $1 million. I wouldn't have say no. Like
I would have, yeah.
You would say yes, but
because my mission is not reviewing airline. I have no idea.
Of course,
airlines.
everybody has a different mission. But if you're investigating aviation,
that's kind of your story.
That's kind of my niche. And I was like, no. I have morals. I have dignity, and I stand strong. For that,
to be honest, well, depends. For example, it depends on the video.
Praise.
If I say if someone from Global Airlines said, "I'll give you $10,000 and you remove the Global Airlines videos," I would not remove them because they were genuine reviews.
Yeah.
If it's like a fun show and it's just me messing around, like Casey Neistat, who kind of started off the whole "Hey, look at the first class guys" kind of video trend. Yeah. For him, it's kind of like a different story, right? But if it's like an actual review, and you want to actually improve aviation, then I wouldn't take the bribe either.
That's my mission, and
for
no money in the world would I jeopardize what
exactly.
I have. And so I knew from the very second that this needs to go public because I need to tell people how they deal with bad reviews. And there might have been the case before where there was a bad review, and they said, "Hey, we give you this," and you remove it. But that was never an option.
Yeah.
And they decided to ban me.
Which is the worst way.
The worst way, right? They wanted to have that video with 200,000 views removed.
Yeah.
And
they should have just Lufthansa it and just ignore you.
They should just,
They should have just.
If they would have ignored me, nobody would have ever talked about it. I wouldn't be. I would be half as famous as I am right now.
You probably would have forgotten it.
Exactly. Everybody would have just moved
on. We wouldn't be sitting here talking about Qatar.
Exactly. And now I'm the Qatar Airways guy. Yeah. Everyone always, when they meet me.
Yeah, Streisand.
Yeah. And that's me. I made that second video knowing that this could put me into troubles as well.
Like legal troubles?
I could get arrested.
Did you ever go back to Qatar?
No. My lawyer advised me not to go there.
Because there might be...
I might get arrested.
There might be a warrant out.
Absolutely. Even when you transit. So I did that video. That video was then picked up by all the big news.
Yeah, I saw it. It was big in the media.
In Germany, everywhere. All the videos combined on Facebook, TikTok, Facebook, 30 million views. They reached 30 million views just because they wanted to prevent. They blew up the whole thing from 200,000 views to 30 million. And then the news. Probably another 5 million people have seen.
Does Qatar even have that many people living there?
No. I think Qatar, if there's more than 1 million people living there, I'll be
so that's like
surprised.
30
but it's like
times
half.
the
It's
country.
like, let's say we've reached half the population of Germany,
which is 45 million.
How many people live in Germany?
Like 80 to 90 million.
Yeah, 82 million, I think it is.
It's half the population of Austria. Let's say that.
Austria has 14 million.
Sorry, half the population of UK. There we go. I think UK was
60 million.
Yeah, 60. Yeah. And so let's say that you reached literally, can you imagine that? Half the country of UK.
Yeah, it's insane, right?
It's insane, yeah.
And probably my famous intro. Proudly banned by Qatar Airways. So every video,
banned by Qatar Airways.
Yeah, my intro says, and I'm proudly banned by Qatar Airways, right? In every video. So every time people watch it and say, hey, why is he proudly banned to Qatar Airways? They probably go, not that I wanted it. I'm not like too obsessed with the message.
Yeah, you don't want to create drama that much.
Exactly. But I just wanted to have it. Something I was very proud of, right? If you get silenced as a journalist, as a YouTuber, content creator, somebody who creates stories for a living, when you get silenced by one of the biggest airlines in the world,
That's scary.
The biggest airline in the world. That's a badge of honor.
That's scary too.
Scary at the same time as well.
So
Yeah.
then for kind of like 2 years, right? There was kind of radio silence. Did you ever try to go back on a Qatar plane?
I got to tell you something that's even
before the air show where we went together.
Yes, but let me just quickly, but since we are talking about the media and whatever.
Oh yeah.
So even more genius. Then Qatar, because of all the bad PR, guess who they reached out to fix it?
Probably Sam Shui, right? Did he post a video like right after?
So funny thing, in the past 80 years, there has been a pattern.
Yeah.
I made a bad review of Salmon Air, the Chinese airline. 2 months later, Sam was on board.
That's
I did I think Malaysia Airlines. 2 months later, Sam was on board. Vistara, right? I said, after the bad Vistara review, I said, even in the end of the video, I said, now it's time for a Sam Chui review. Fake propaganda review. What happened? Sam Chui was on board. Right? So I keep him employed, actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so every time.
Oh, that's not nice.
Quite interesting, though. Like, and so what happened? So what somebody, a couple of people at Qatar Airways told me, they asked him to come, and they give him never seen access before. So he could go to the flight deck. Absolute no-go in the Middle East.
Oh, cool.
The Middle Eastern, absolute no-go. And they give him, they said, anything you want.
Super cool video then, I imagine.
Anything you want, we do it.
Yeah.
So Sam, until today, claims that this was already arranged before. But I have emails, I have screenshots that prove that he was asked to come and fix the mess. So Sam, even let's say, even if that video was planned before, Sam had the choice between creating a propaganda piece for Qatar Airways and stand up for silencing journalists, YouTubers, voices, independent voices. He could I become an ambassador for censorship, create this and create a PR video. Or I could be a man of honor, a man of integrity, a man that made a living with free speech platforms, YouTube, voicing his opinions. And he could say, hey, no, I'm not going to do this because I do not agree to be a PR mouthpiece for Qatar Airways and back up this mission and tell how nice everything is, right? This is literally out of Goebbels' textbook. Propaganda, right? Absolute propaganda. Yeah.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. But it's interesting. I think it's interesting to talk about this. So does he ever declare that the fact that it's, I mean, we're talking about an ad, which I think is fine. I do ads all the time.
Yeah, of course.
You do ads for like SIM cards.
Yeah, of course.
And maybe the SIM cards might end up being not the best SIM cards in the world. That kind of stuff, right? Did you ever declare the fact that it's an ad?
I don't know. I have no idea what it technically was. I don't know what's the line between ad and propaganda, because it wasn't a massive propaganda piece.
I think propaganda is when you don't declare the fact that it's an ad.
Could be as well. I'm not once again, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not sure how to label that, but that was the case. So for people who think Sam Chu is a champion of aviation or such, I mean, that image has been debunked as well, because anywhere you go in the industry, or I have traveled with Sam many times, he used to be very rude to cabin crew. Now there's so many stories where
I've
he
never met the
handpicks,
guy. I don't know.
and this is like something where he's gotten a little better, but his values are, his priorities are else. Like, I love Sam's passion for the industry, right? He's a great ambassador when he does what he does, what he likes most. But when
I think some of those projects are pretty cool, I do have to say.
100%.
Like unrelated to airline, when you're like in the flight deck or flying on Courchevel, the crazy ones. I don't mind that at all.
Definitely, I love the guy. Great guy, love him. I mean, he doesn't.
I kind of doubt you're sincere.
No, I'm sincere. I love him. Like, great guy. I love him for what he stands for. Right? He's passionate about aviation. He creates great videos. He has access that other people don't have.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic,
so cool.
right? But I have a massive problem with the way he treats people and crews, and how he says footage first. He will, as I said on my Air Astana flight, right? I have the way he handpicked the crew and told the guy the one cabin crew that he's useless, and went to the cabin and says, "Hey, you are pretty. You're going to serve me." And I have messages I can show you from Emirates cabin crew that he has done exactly the same, right? That's what I was just going to say.
Qatar just keeps writing emails. Stop talking about our ambassador.
You know they can listen, right?
Yeah.
They're locked into that. Maybe it blows up a little bit.
Qatar is listening right now. Yeah, no.
Okay, let's move on from Sam. Right?
Yeah, I think we've been on.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So
but that's the decision he made. Videos.
Let's move on to the next time that I think you were on a Qatar plane. Ever since we were banned. Or do you have anything before that to say?
Yeah,
because we went together.
Yeah, exactly. So quickly, Al Barker stepped down as a CEO. Al Mayer, who was the former CEO of the airport, then became the new chief. And the first CEO, CEO, his first call of action was to remove all the curfews, the social media ban. They weren't allowed to post stories of themselves and stuff. They weren't even allowed to use their phone on the way from the airport to the crew accommodation, the hotel.
Damn, that's like literally middle school.
It is tough, right? So you can't use. Imagine you had a long flight, sometimes 17 hours to Auckland, and then you have 45 minutes still in that bus to your crew accommodation maybe, and you're not allowed to use your phone, where this is the time where you message your mom, your dad, or say, hey, I landed well.
I think
you turn on your Tinder.
It's interesting when airlines ban crews to do social media, and they don't want, like, I kind of almost get it though. Do you remember this guy, pilot Patrick on Instagram?
Yeah.
He was a DHL pilot, pretty cool, A300 I think he was flying, or 757. I think I was talking to this with my flight instructor recently. He lost not only his job but also his entire license, the ATPO, flying for DHL, because he posted videos. He was warned after one video, and then he posted another one, which was super interesting. He had an emergency, and he filmed the whole entire event and like put it on social media and everything without the approval. So like it's a bit of a it can be a little bit of a danger, honestly, for your
but
crew
like I think it's different than an
emergency
on a flight deck. If I would have an airline, I wouldn't maybe want the pilot to film it either, right?
No, exactly. So
posting a harmless selfie, it's okay, right?
He not only lost his job, he also lost his license because they thought he was not mentally qualified. But like there's just always like a bit of a problem. I kind of.
But preventing crew from using a phone.
That's right. I think something that they should do is in every airline just give them extra training about social media. It's not that hard. Just give them like a seminar on what to post and on what not to post.
Funny thing happened after my Malaysia Airlines video, 2018. I think that was the time when airline reviewers came to life, right?
Yeah.
And when everyone tried to be the next Sam Chui. And so Malaysia Airlines, they sent all their cabin crew managers, because of my videos, for extensive training, how to deal with these kind of things in the future.
With YouTubers.
No, they didn't go on training with YouTubers, but how to deal with social media personalities on board.
Yeah,
exactly. Which is is that what you said? Yeah. But that was a result of the video as well, of my Malaysia Airlines video. Like, as I said, like these things bring great changes as well, right? And it helps for the helps the airline and such. Then the CEO changed. Al Barker stepped down after many years. He left a legacy. He created one of the greatest airlines in the world, but I think in the end, the whole hiccups with Airbus and such, which also led to the video, were also probably part why he was maybe asked to make room for.
Also they had like sort of a reform thing where with the curfew and everything. It was about time to let the crew like live.
Yes, of course,
and not put them in a cage.
And now it was the first action.
Yeah. So they changed CEO, and then it's the year 2020.
And everyone messaged me like because
we're free.
Funny thing, yesterday the CEO changed as well. Got so many messages because people don't know that I was unbanned, right?
Yeah.
So everyone was like, yeah, like we have a new CEO. He's really nice. He might be unbanned as well.
Yeah.
And that was the time when everyone asked me like for updates on the Qatar Airways saga, but I didn't want to milk that thing, right? I think that one video was enough. And if I would have put out another one, it would have been too much for me because people said, oh, Josh, calm down, right? We know you're banned. We know that Qatar is bad. So I didn't.
You wanted to wait until you're unbanned.
Yeah. So I think then the new CEO, and because I had that possibly arrest warrant in Qatar, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I couldn't fly directly to Doha because my lawyer said, don't do this.
When was this?
Well, after the video that I posted.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and the new CEO was 2 years. Like, kind of like, I think a couple of months when I posted the new video, I think the new CEO was already in power.
Which new one?
What's his name?
No, the new video.
Oh, the new video. That was yesterday. I posted.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
The last update. Yeah.
Before you did any of that with yesterday, we not only went on one Qatar Airways flight.
Yeah,
plane,
exactly.
But actually two.
Exactly. But that was before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we get there. So just shortly before that, I tried to fly Qatar, but I knew I can't transit to Doha because I might get arrested. So what I did is I was checking their network, whether they have any Fifth Freedom flights. You know, Fifth Freedom flights, when you fly, have transportation right outside of your country. So they fly from Vietnam, I think it's Saigon, to Phnom Penh, which is the capital of which country?
No, I don't know. Cambodia?
Cambodia, exactly. So they have a 1 hour Fifth Freedom flight. So the plane flies from Vietnam to Phnom Penh, stays on the ground for an hour, continues back to Qatar, but they do have rights to sell tickets between that sector.
Yeah.
You know, for example, Cathay Pacific, they used to fly from New York to Vancouver, but they didn't have rights to sell those routes.
It's like with Singapore Airlines. That was my first ever A380 flight.
Yeah.
When they landed in Frankfurt and then to New York.
That's a Fifth Freedom flight, and they're allowed to sell tickets.
Yeah, from Singapore, Frankfurt, New York.
Exactly, for that sector. But that usually involves a lot of deal making, political support and such. So they had that flight, that Fifth Freedom flight, and I thought, like, why not book myself on that flight, right?
Qatar.
With Qatar. Because people want to know, am I still banned? I haven't had any communication with any high management at this point. So I went to Vietnam, took a bit of a gamble, and I only booked the flight literally 2 minutes before I checked in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because I was going to make sure that they don't see me on the system, right? They have me flagged. And if there's a chance to sneakily get on the plane, that might be it.
Yeah, sure.
Booked that flight. I mean, it was in yesterday's video as well. Booked that flight, went to the check-in, business class as well, right? Q suite, short flight, got to the check-in, got my boarding pass. And I was like, wow, I might not be banned anymore. Walked to their system is maybe not that sophisticated or whatever.
It doesn't have an automatic name because there's probably more than 5 people named Josh Cahill.
Could be. But so I walked through the immigration or security. I think security.
Yeah, sure.
Was waiting in line there, and then a guy came and he said, "Excuse me, sir, there might be a potential case of blacklisting. We need you to come back to the counter with us. We have to take a photo of your ID and we have to check." And he said, "Don't worry, it's maybe just a mistake. Maybe somebody has to."
And you were like, "That's just definitely not."
I was like, "I must be a mistake."
Yeah.
I was very nice, though. I went, I was prepared for that case.
Anyways, yeah, no.
Right?
It was kind of half expected.
And you see that in the video that we had a great conversation. Went back. I had to wait for a good 20 minutes. And then they came to me. I think they figured out who I was by that time, and they said, because of your recent incident, you're blacklisted. And they gave me my bag. That was checked as well. They gave that back to me.
Wow.
Offloaded me. So I was offloaded. And that was my attempt to fly Qatar Airways. So I was still blacklisted.
When was this?
That was this year.
Which month?
I think February.
Okay.
Was it in February?
So before you and I went onto the Paris Air Show Qatar.
Exactly. Because I can't sleep at night knowing that I can't enter a Qatar Airways plane.
Right.
So what did we do?
I remember picking you up at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport in my little Cabrio.
Mini Cooper.
Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
You brought me
So
Star.
if you've ever been wondering about his sexual orientation, there you have his answer.
Yeah, I had it as a rental because someone crashed into my car.
Yeah.
And
Cute, very mini.
It was a John
Mini
Cooper Works. It was quite fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were driving around Paris in a John Cooper Works cabriolet.
Yeah.
and
Le Bourget.
Le Bourget. We went over to the Le Bourget airport
Yeah.
to go to the Paris Air Show in June.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to spend the day. We did a live stream.
Yeah.
And we went not only on one Qatar, but also I think on another Qatar airplane as well. The first one was the Gulf Stream. It was the G600, the Qatar Executive. You've made a video about that, like with but you were only on the ground because they couldn't afford to give you fuel,
back in the days,
free fuel.
That's right. Like as a part of the grooming strategy, they had me, Track Trandy. You know Track Trandy? Will, he's also like a YouTuber, and we were invited to because. Al-Barka, that was by the end of COVID. Al-Barka wanted me to interview him.
Oh yeah, you did an interview,
yeah, with 2021 during COVID. So I flew to Doha to interview him because he always loves media. He loves to talk, right? So I did an interview with him.
You too.
And he probably said, hey, to put the boys on the private jet, the Qatar executive private jet, make them feel good, groom them.
But you didn't take off.
We didn't take off, but we got a whole smash. We taxied though, and we did the whole thing. Cabin crew. It was lovely, right? It was nice, amazing. But once again, I'm not for sale, and that didn't. It was impressive, of course, when you're on this executive plane, stunning. But yeah, I was on the ground in Qatar as well.
Daily
right?
commute.
Amazing plane. So yeah, I thought like when you sign up for the Paris Air Show, they put you on your email will be distributed to all the airlines. And I got an email from Qatar Airways, and they offered me to because I'm accidentally ended up on their list. And they emailed me and said if I want to have a tour.
You gave me a call. Once again, I picked him up at the Paris Air Show in the morning, and he was like, dude, I saw this email by Qatar. They invited me, but they automatically invited me to check up as press.
Yeah, and I, as a joke, I said, yeah, be very interested. Never heard back from
them. Yeah. So you were automatically on the press list because you can only get in there as press.
Yeah, exactly.
In the Paris Air Show, or if you're like Sam Chui or
a famous YouTuber like you.
Yeah. So we went. Anyway, we went to the G600. That was kind of nice. I don't know. I think these crew did not recognize us.
The pilots, they did.
Oh, okay.
They were just talking with me because they were Portuguese, I think. And
it was this guy. It was a really cool airplane. This is their brand new Gulfstream with cameras and stuff, the taxi cameras. Plane. And he showed me because it's very touchscreen of a plane, which is I don't know if I like that very much. I prefer when a car has dials. Anyway, we also went into Qatari's 777, the special football livery, I think it was. And I remember you and I, we were just we were even live streaming all of this. Yeah. I remember we were live streaming all of this, and I remember you were like, maybe I need you as like a little bodyguard, like a shield, in case something happens. What happened when we actually went up to the plane?
Well, first of all, down on the plane, you remember we met Alex Macheras, who is. I don't know what he does a podcast with our colleagues from On Air.
No, we met the guys.
And Alex is a great guy. I know Alex for 10 years almost. Yeah. And great guy, very knowledgeable, cool, funny character, always very polite, very lovely. And but it's kind of a taboo, he never spoke with me about Qatar and why I was banned and the reasons and possible stuff we didn't bring up. So yeah, we went on a plane, and surprisingly, I didn't know what to think. I wasn't sure whether they would allow me to go on the plane because they had security down there as well. Remember? Yeah, they had security.
There were a lot of kids there from schools around the area.
Yeah, that's right. And lots of people came up, subscribers, and they were made fun and jokes of me standing in front of a Qatar Airways plane.
Yeah, that was funny.
And such. No, we went on board, and I got punched in the face. No,
you did.
And I rolled back on the stage.
Everyone was super nice.
Everyone was really nice, right?
Yeah,
and everyone was the crew was so nice, asking for selfies and stuff like that. And they were so kind, and they said, "Hey, Josh," this is I said every time I bump into Qatar Airways crew or employees, they're always so lovely and they always apologize.
Yeah. I had a long conversation with the pilots. I even made photos together with them.
Yeah.
And it was a great. I had a great time. He was talking. We talked a lot about the EFB, the iPad that they have. The pilots, and he told me all about it. So it was a really nice experience. To be honest, though, how old was the plane you reckon that we were on?
12 years.
12 years at least. So like the cabin also for me, I was like, this is not so much better than Lufthansa. Kind of.
I mean, I picked the Q suite anytime over the 222 business class of Lufthansa.
No,
right?
yeah, no, sure, but like I'm talking economy. Like the screens were even the screens were old there.
I mean, economy, there's so much you can do.
Yeah.
I think economy really stands out when you have extra legroom.
Yeah.
I was flying on Air Premia, like a airline from Korea, and they had like double the legroom in economy as their selling point. So it was almost feel like premium economy. So it was very generous. And I think if you have a very big screen like Starlux, they have a fantastic economy class.
Yeah.
Then
Our global
you have a bit of an impact. But generally, flying in economy is tough on a long haul.
I can manage it.
You're rich. You don't know. You only fly first class.
never...
You even fly when you fly to Mallorca. You fly flatbed. I saw your video. Flatbed on Lufthansa 747.
No, I did a lot of flying this year.
Global Airlines. Where did you sit?
Well, I was okay. Well, that was the only business flight I had. All the other trips I made.
What was Lufthansa on to Mallorca? On 747.
No, that was last year.
Yeah.
I flew the A380 all the way in the back. All the way in the back.
I don't mind economy. Like
no, it's totally fine. Anyway, back to topic. So yeah, so that was funny. I remember I put photos of you in the Qatar plane. I was like, hey guys, I'm in the Qatar plane. I'm unbanned now.
Yeah, so people thought I was unbanned at this point, but I was still banned actually.
Yeah, no, it was just a funny thing where it's like they probably you don't write down your name. So you won't be, you won't show up on any like list when you enter the airplane because you're at the air show.
But they knew who I was.
I think they just didn't have that briefed.
I mean, what would it?
Because it's not technically boarding.
Yeah, and they knew they might have been briefed because obviously I announced myself when they sent that email to me, right? When I said, "Hey, I would like to."
I don't know if they are that or well organized. To be honest,
Qatar, trust me, they're Gestapo like. Crazy. Organized, yeah, they are. They have like the list. Anyways, I don't want to maybe you had no clue how it was, but the crew. I mean, you saw the crew. They came and they said, "Oh, Josh, can we have selfies and stuff?" They were really nice, really kind. But however, if you bought a Qatar Airways plane at an airport with the boarding music and the lights and the interior, it is fantastic.
Sure,
but this is their world-class product.
I've never flown them.
Yeah, they have still. You can end up on like forward-facing old seats from like 15 years ago in the 777, right? So the inconsistency of their product,
that's the problem.
Is the problem, and they know that as well.
But so for example, the 777 one, because it's an old plane, although it looks magnificent, I love the 777 how it looks. I think just the interiors are a little bit dated, right? I think that's so. What I saw of Qatar wasn't the best it could be. Or the best it can. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is like. I mean, they are great when they on the Q suite and they have some crew members. They're fantastic, like out of the world, amazing, right? And I give them credit. I'm not biased, right? And I sometimes, I want to say bad things about Qatar because I might feel like, oh, my feelings have been hurt. But I'm not like this. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't get to me. I was like, this is my job. This is what I do. And I could frame them as bad and this, and I could have created so much more content, but I didn't. So yeah, we were on that flight in Paris. No, we didn't go. The plane didn't take off. I made it on the plane. And
Stationary
funny thing,
flight.
and I posted Instagram. I posted on Instagram from sitting in the Q suite, and I said, hello from on board Qatar. There were like actually 2 or 3 news articles an hour later that I was unbanned.
Oh, no.
This is how crazy this topic went. How people get were so invested in this. Obviously, I wasn't banned.
Yeah, so that was Paris Air Show.
I was inside. I made it. Dedication.
Basically, you were flight simulating there. You were simulating being on Qatar.
Pretending.
Yeah, Qatar.
Pretending to be Big Shot.
How does the situation continue now? from then?
Well, so I had all this footage, right? I had that flight from Vietnam where I was not allowed, where it was offloaded. Then we had that Paris kind of thing, right, where I got a bit of a taste, bit of foreplay, what it could have been, and it was all good. And then I kept on, like, people kept on asking me in my comments and such. It came up all the time. Hey, Josh, you still banned by Qatar Airways? Can we have an update? And I said, I need an official response. I need an official message. And I have a very good friend. He's now working with a different airline in the Middle East, but also in a chief position, chief executive position.
CEO. Just say CEO. It's not that hard.
I wouldn't give away. A very good friend of mine, very lovely. And we chat about these kind of things because he used to work for maybe Qatar, maybe not. Who knows? I can't give away. Otherwise, people know who he is. But he said, Josh, just here's the email of the CEO. Just give him a shout. He's a nice guy, and let's see what he has to say. So I sent a very nice email.
ChatGPT?
No, I don't use ChatGPT.
Really?
Oh, no joke. I don't use AI at all.
Really?
Not for my thumbnails.
I use it all the time.
I know so many people use. My mom uses it all the time as well, and like so many people like use Chat. I have never used ChatGPT.
Do you know? Is it because you don't know how to use it? I mean, with your age.
No, I'm 29. You should know how to use Chat. I know how to use it, but I don't know. It doesn't.
You haven't found a way to properly use it, maybe, or you haven't found.
I'm not a big fan of AI. I find AI scary. Maybe Qatar is updated.
That was just ChatGPT writing an email to banned now. No, I use it all the time to like write stuff to like get.
I think
like,
it
the
replaces
best
your brain.
way to write.
I think we are like when I look at my nephews, and they sit in front of their devices all the time, and now using chat, like people.
Old saying
the thing is, when I advertised my position for my PA, right, I got so many emails or CVs that were clearly written by ChatGPT.
All right, so I want to write a CV to become a PA for the YouTuber Josh Cahill. Do you know the guy?
Oh yeah, Josh Cahill, he's pretty well known in the aviation YouTube world too, so that's a cool gig to aim for. Absolutely, I can help you craft a CV for that. We can highlight your aviation expertise and your experience running your own channel so it really stands out. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah, okay, she already knows me. Who am I?
Well, I know you're Nick, aka Swiss001, the YouTuber who's all about aviation and flight sims. So yeah, I've got a pretty good idea of who you are, and it's always fun helping you out.
This is scary. This is genuinely scary. And this is what I mean. This is what turns me off from it is so real. She sounds like a PA. Right? I'm sure my PA gets scared now that she might lose her job.
No, but the problem is like she can't take initiatives. Like she won't reach out to airlines on her own. She won't reach out to this. She won't she won't manage this. She can't upload a YouTube video. She can just like do words and maybe do images.
I find that, but this is what I mean. Like I find it weird. I find it.
Let her talk.
I'm sure okay. Let her talk. Let's see what she comes up with. So what were we talking about now?
Wait, you're not using ChatGPT. You're the only person who does that. Interestingly, I kind of like for me it's all about like the light research. If I need some vague idea, like how big is a 4-ton block of gold, I'll just ask ChatGPT because she can do the simple calc.
I mean, it's cool, it's fine, but it's not for me. I might be a little bit too old school for that. Maybe I miss the good old days.
Yeah,
was different, but yeah, it's okay. Why did we start talking? I'm completely lost track. I completely lost track. So we were talking about. I emailed.
You emailed the new CEO.
Okay, I emailed.
Not using ChatGPT, so
that's right. That is right.
Yeah.
So I sent a really nice email just saying, hey, I'm doing a video about Qatar Airways. It has been almost 2 years, and I just want to update the general public on whether I'm still banned by Qatar or not. Very nice. I didn't say anything about anything, and 3 days later, got an email saying not from him actually, then from customer
ChatGPT.
customer care, and it
From
didn't
ChatGPT.
It didn't go into spam this time. And they said you are unbanned. Maybe I can find the email. It would actually be fun to read it.
Can I read it?
Hold on, Qatar.
I want to have like a first reaction.
Qatar.
I want to see what an email looks like. Look through your spam folder.
Hold on. I think it was on my work email,
Which is, by the way, Gmail. You should get your own like domain.
I do have from personally. I use Josh at I have like a general Go Travel at Gmail where everyone can. Where this is where all the complaints go from my viewers. I had a bad flight in Indigo yesterday.
Yeah.
Can you make a video about it?
The help call.
I cannot. Let me. Qatar.
When was that? When did you reach out?
Maybe 2 years ago. Qatar.
No, the one that says you're unbanned.
That was like 2 months ago. I think.
Okay,
like,
that's what it was.
It was not that
Very
long
fresh.
ago. Here on Tuesday, I got a message: Qatar Airways Privilege Club fraud. Like another just like unhappy customer.
Fraud.
Interesting. Qatar Airways status. Like so many people literally are pissed, and then they email me. But so many other airlines. Qatar. Hold on.
I'm waiting.
Qatar. Oh, here we go. Dear Mr. Cahill, and it has like a file number, whatever. We are writing in response to your email sent to our group chief executive on the 28th of September 2025. So not too long ago. Following a review of your request, we are pleased to advise that your request has been approved for your resumption of travel on our flights effective from the date of this email. Additionally, and I had no idea, your Privilege Club membership account will be reactivated. So
Oh, wow.
I didn't know it was banned there as well.
So you're banned on like the whole
I didn't think I had any
enterprise.
points.
Damn.
If you require further assistance regarding reservation or ticketing, please contact any Qatar Airways office, your authorized travel agent, or visit our official website. Yours sincerely, Qatar Airways Customer Care, going places together.
Damn. Together with Josh Cahill.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, ChatGPT did really well there writing that email. Maybe they used
I don't think
Gemini.
that's ChatGPT. Might be. I don't know. But anyways, I was unbanned.
Great.
And I was like, okay, I obviously told my inner circle, my inner circle.
You told me.
Does that sound like mysterious? I might have told you.
You did.
Told my PA. She did a risk assessment. If it was according to her, I shouldn't have gone. She was like, don't go. It's a trap. Talk to other people I have a WhatsApp group now with my patrons. So if you want to become a patron, go to my videos, check it out. Cool perks where I give you all behind
Don't
the
give
scenes.
him. Don't give him your money.
Yeah, no, don't give it. And so what happened is that I was like, am I going to fly? Because I could still technically be arrested in Doha, right? For talking badly about a government.
Yeah, the defamation kind
defamation.
of thing. Defamation of government, yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
So
You took the risk.
I booked the flight thanks to my friend Tim as well, who gave me a lot of points to fly Q Suite. Who's also one of my patrons, actually. I have great patrons. They're cool people. So he's a frequent flyer, and he said, like, Josh, I want to help you if you need some points. I have so many points.
So he transferred points to you. I
No,
see.
he didn't actually. He booked it with his account.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
he found
okay,
a flight to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the US for the DC-8. I was invited to cover the last DC-8 flight. We talked about it last week in the podcast episode. And so I was in Boston. I checked in, got my boarding pass. It was nothing suspicious, because I know back from flights when I was a VVIP on Qatar, the station manager would come, shake your hand, feed you grapes, give you a bit of.
You have some people with.
They carry you. They carry you.
They carry you, and they have like
a massive feather and like that.
Yeah, no, not the palm leaf.
Yeah,
where
the
they would
palm
do
leaf.
that. And
They do that usually.
Prepare your milk bath.
Yeah, and they carry you to the lounge, right? Put you in hot milk and honey and stuff. That usually, like, honestly, like when
have gotten that
when I used to, not as a normal customer, right? They're still nice to you as a business class passenger, but when you were VVIP with them, oh my god, they treated you so nicely.
I think doing this podcast, I kind of ruined my chance to become one.
A VVIP.
How do you be that? How do you become that?
I don't think you have a relationship, or they invite you to events and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Yeah. So usually they.
I mean, I was invited.
They meet you at the door.
I was invited to try the new Microsoft Flight Simulator PS5 edition.
Wow.
So that's.
Did you go?
They gave me a code to play it on my PS5.
Oh, right.
2 days before release. Hey, I'm sort of exclusive in a club as well. Just like
that is amazing. That's really cool. But that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it sucked though.
So you played it before everybody else.
Yeah.
Do you play GTA already?
No.
Will you make videos about GTA?
I will make videos about GTA 6. I will make a video about each and every airplane that will be there.
That would be pretty cool. I think that's really awesome for you.
I think we should go online.
Speaking of, did you see the news today? I'm a big Fortnite player, right?
Yeah.
Qatar Airways is now in Fortnite.
Yeah.
So people were like messaging me this.
But you can't fly airplanes, right? You just shoot other people in the plane.
In the Q suite, yeah. There's a Josh Cahill there, and you can shoot.
You think they have like characters?
You go into Qatar Airways, and there's Al-Baka and Josh Cahill. You can just like shoot us.
No Phillips skin.
Yeah, and then be there, and then you see there, and on the top of the plane you see nonstop Dan in a Qatar pajama.
Yeah.
My favorite airline. I love Qatar Airways so much. But he told me when I met him in Dubai, he's not fanboying anymore about airlines.
Wow.
But anyways, so got my boarding pass. They didn't carry me. It was really like standard check-in procedure.
So that's when your new flight.
Yeah, from Boston.
Yeah.
Officially on the
you're
list.
Not a VIP anymore, and you're just
a normal customer.
customer.
Went to the lounge. Very early. I went very early because you never know what hiccups came.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
And then it was time to board the plane. I felt genuinely nervous because I was like, what's going to happen? Camera. What am I going to do with the camera? Usually my camera is attached to
sneaky.
My backpack. But I was like, they said, okay, we have you back. I'm not going to go there with my camera in your face, right? So I hold my camera down there. It was filming up. So because I wanted to be gentle, I didn't want to be all in, right? I've been away for so long, and I know that for the crew, their briefing was probably all about me. That's what other crew members of Qatar Airways told me. They said it was just about making sure Josh is having a good flight. But I didn't want to I know for how stressful it can be for them because they know what the last video created. So they were like, probably, God knows what this Josh is like. Maybe he's a dickhead.
Oh yeah, because they don't know you personally.
Yeah, exactly. Might be super annoying, demanding after views and clicks. But that's not who I am. So I walked in there, de-escalating from the very second. They saw me. The cabin manager was at the door, walked me to my seat. No other passenger got that privilege. Walked me to the seat at this point, and then who's calling me? Al-Baka. Qatar is calling me. My apologies. Do I have to pay now for breakfast tomorrow or for a beer tonight? Because my phone was ringing during recording.
No one.
No. Usually when you see it in the shows and when it was on silent, it's okay. But when it rings, because your email, they popped up 4 times.
Yeah.
Anyways, walked in, got my seat, and I think the crew was from Romania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was really nice. And I said the first thing, hey, I'm recording myself for the experience. Is that okay? She said, no problem. Do whatever you want, right? And the funny thing is, Qatar, since my video, has a very strict non-filming policy because of me, right? They made it a thing. You cannot record on Qatar Airways anymore because of that incident. Because they had to follow through with the lie they created, right?
Yeah, right. So they banned you after all for filming.
Exactly.
But the funny thing is, they just didn't like what you were filming.
Exactly.
So all the other YouTubers were not at all sanctioned for filming.
Yeah. But how do you keep? You got to keep that lie.
You got to keep that
lie going, right?
Yeah, it's oh yeah. By the way, this is really important now.
Yeah, exactly. And
okay.
then all of a sudden they had that because Qatar used to be very camera friendly airline back in the days. But if you create a story, you have to follow through, right? So no filming there was a very no filming policy on board. I remember do you remember your travel TV, the German YouTubers?
Oh, yeah.
They were literally flying Qatar Airways after 2 weeks after I got banned, and then they sent me a voice note and they said, "Hey Josh, we went on board and because of you," they literally said your name. And then there's another guy called Lounge Guru, which I met in Dubai, also does flight reviews, and he said because of you, they have a non-filming policy. And they used to be very camera friendly airline, very camera friendly.
What do you think would happen if I were to make a review?
Nobody knows who you are, so they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care, right? No, it's probably genuinely.
I mean, you have more followers and views than me.
No, yeah, but like they're not really airline people.
It depends. You have a big DSLR, right? Camera.
Yeah, I always some huge gear because I love the quality. I love the quality.
You love quality.
But I can use the iPhone now. Like the new ones are really.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. So.
So you go in, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Was there piss in the toilet?
I didn't. Honestly, every time I got up my seat and I went to the toilet, they went in before to make sure everything was clean. And this time I was flying Q Suite, right? Exceptional service. Crew was really lovely. Spent probably a good 2 hours in the galley. Had a conversation. We didn't talk about. Obviously, there was the elephant in the room. But we never addressed it, right? Because I wasn't going to say, so you know who I am? Or I wasn't like this, right? But I knew that they were briefed on me, but I didn't want to I didn't want to make it a topic or whatever. But we had a great relation. I didn't review the flight, right? I was making a video, but I was not going into details or stuff like that because that wasn't fair. It was a different story. Now we celebrate being unbanned. But we'll be back. And I might be critical. In the future. I might do flight reviews on Qatar. I might not do it anymore in the future because I think that burger is
what do you like the thing is because you're so known now, like when airline personnel sees you, they're like, okay, we have to give exceptional service. How do you think that will now impact the videos? Because
we talked about that extensively in the first episode, right? That there's a lot. Yeah, you have a memory like goldfish, isn't it?
I have a lot on my mind.
I can imagine.
I bet you
your
listen
girlfriend
to the
broke up with you. What no, but we talked about this in the first episode. Obviously, as I said, airlines use my videos for training purposes.
No, yeah, sure.
And such. So obviously, I know that a lot of people know me as well, right? But and I don't know. I think I haven't done too many flight reviews this year. It's more adventures, going to Yemen,
experiences.
Yeah,
exactly. That's probably the way to move on anyway.
So and I want to do this full time.
What do you want to do? The podcast?
Podcast is fun. I like podcasts.
We have to lock in then. So interesting. So what is your opinion? What is is this the end? Is there an end title credit thing running now on Qatar?
Well, first of all, I landed in Doha.
A happy end?
It's happy.
No, they didn't give you that service.
I didn't get that happy ending.
Okay.
No, there was a happy ending, but not the one that you think that was. So I landed in Doha, and obviously I was a little scared what's going to happen. I had 4 hours there, and I know they have cameras, right? And this is how they usually get you in the Middle East. They have a very sophisticated surveillance system
face
called
identification.
Falcon Eye. Falcon Eye works like your iPhone, right? It scans your face, and then you will have law enforcement or CID behind you, coming to you.
Oh, so they use LiDAR.
Yeah, they have a big
lasers,
big system, and they see facial recognition technology.
Okay.
So even if you transit.
Right. So the question is, did you get arrested?
No, I did not. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, right? Nothing happened. I think because. So when I sent that email, the CEO was probably sitting with his team, and he had it on their desk, and he said, "Okay, what if we unban him now?" What's the procedure? So you have to think ahead of many steps, right? As they didn't think ahead when I did that video, might not put me on a flag list or whatever. Josh is flying review, put your gala crew on. They were probably sitting together with all the department heads, smart heads, as they do every morning briefing, right? And they say, hey, Josh, I got this email. What is the pros and cons of unbanning him? Right? That's the thinking.
Do you think they use ChatGPT to name
I don't think so. They're very smart people. I think they're very smart.
Yeah.
So what they probably did is they were sitting there and saying, hey, what if we unban him? You know, is there, because maybe they had tried to have the video removed back in the days, they might have started a criminal case against me.
Sure.
To leverage YouTube to remove the video. It's like violating local law. It needs to be banned with Qatar IP. It might be the case. So they were probably sitting there, the CEO and all his department heads, and they will say, hey, if there's a case, so if we unban him, we have to make sure that he doesn't get arrested in Doha. Because if we go for another revenge trip, as we did with banning him, this will be even bigger, right?
Like arresting like a whole different kind of thing.
Be massive, right?
Yeah.
If the story leaks. So they were thinking probably, we have to talk to law enforcement. If there was a case, we have to remove the case. Otherwise, he gets arrested, and that would be even a bigger PR disaster, right? This is would be my thinking. If I was a CEO, I have to think of so many points, right? All the steps that I have to think of if I give a green light to this guy, because nothing is nothing going to be worse than him being in a prison cell, and he will talk about it. The guy who was not banned, but the guy who was jailed for doing a Qatar Airways review, right? So I
would
think
have sat here alone.
he's sitting here talking to the pillow.
No, you're on the jail cell. On the phone?
Probably on the phone.
On the phone
doing the podcast from prison.
How is the soup?
How's the soup?
Don't drop.
How's the shower experience?
Drop the
Don't
soap.
drop the soap.
Yeah.
Right?
Is the Qatar soap good?
Yeah. Is it, how's the soap bar? Or did you have a soap dispenser? You never know. Jokes aside.
You ended up not getting arrested.
I did not get.
Okay.
Like, I was sitting there eating my sushi, and I was like, for the first time, I was like, I'm so glad that nobody cares about me. Nobody gives a shit about me that I'm sitting here right now. And that was a really good feeling. It was a really good feeling. And I wanted to take also probably that opportunity right now and say thank you, Qatar, for dealing with it really nicely. You unbanned me. You showed what you're capable of, because I had an exceptional flight. And it all worked out. And now here we are. Nobody will ever care about me ever again, about Qatar Airways. That's it. That chapter is closed.
So like the question, like whenever I posted anything about you as well, it's like always Qatar. It's like when you it's like do your trick, pony kind of thing.
And that boat has sailed.
You can finally.
It's gone. Like nobody cares anymore what Josh Cahill has to say about Qatar Airways, because at the moment
you're freed.
Yeah, no, I'm like, nobody gives a shit anymore, because there's no drama.
It's not a fun new airline. What do you think? What do you think will go?
But when I walked through that terminal by myself and nobody giving a shit about me, that is what it could have been for 2 years.
Liberating.
Nobody cares about what Josh has to say anymore. So I'm out.
It's great. They learned from their mistake.
And why would I fly now? Like, so I have zero motivation to go another Qatar Airways fly and judge it. Because I think this chapter is closed. Right?
Do you like chase drama?
No. I want to put it to rest. And this is what I mean.
Okay.
If I was gonna do another flight review, it will never be the same. It will never be. Why would I pour more oil into the fire? For something that had a beautiful ending, right?
Well, unless there's a new product, or there's genuinely like even more of a decline at some point, but there probably isn't now, because once again they do have their A350s now.
They do. They might get. God knows what they get in the future. What it is, right?
They fixed your bannation.
It's done,
and they're done. Yeah. That's good.
And that's what I mean. Like nobody cares anymore. And I think it's a good end as well. Of course, if Qatar does something sensational, right? And I had Starlink on the flight.
Cool.
Amazing. The internet was so fast. I FaceTimed my mom from the Q suite.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I have like pilot friends in like little Cessnas that have a Starlink, and they just keep FaceTiming me while they're flying.
It's
like,
incredible.
look what I'm doing. Yeah, like, hey, cool.
And that's awesome. And then, of course, they're very innovative because they have a lot of money. And God knows what comes up, and I might be there. But there will never be, I don't think there will ever be.
Spark is gone.
We'll see. That story, the story has been told. The ship has sailed. Let's put it to rest. And this is what this episode today is all about, right? I'm sure that I would love this episode to be shown at airlines as a showcase, as a case study, and say, hey, this is the story. How not to do it. Learn from it. Move on. And this is what all I want it to be. Because the one thing is, I hate attention. Right? I'm living in YouTube is all about attention, but I don't like attention. I'm introverted. I'm actually a very introverted kind of guy.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
you know how uncomfortable I am when
I think it's like what you have is like a desire to be outward, but followed by a fear of being like seen. Yeah.
I'm a very private person.
Yeah.
And even when we drive in a car, I say, hey, Nick, I don't want your exhaust to be too loud because it draws attention to us, and I don't like it, right? I'm like, this is what I mean. Like, for me, it's never been about views. It's never been about money. It's never been about attention.
What has it been about then?
The course, improving the airline industry, and showing the floors and show where we can improve things and how I can make flying better for others. And I might have just like a little contribution, right? The other day, I made a video about Indigo, the new business class, and how I said you don't get cup noodles for free. You only get a vegetarian meal. I did that video, and ever since, everyone on Indigo gets free cup noodles.
Really?
It's the little wins. And Indigo is the biggest airline, one of the biggest airlines in the world, 600 planes. They carry more passengers than anybody else in Asia, I think. And now everyone gets free cup noodles.
I can't wait when you die. Which is gonna happen in not too long of a time because you're like 39.
29. I still
You're
have
39.
like 50 years.
I wanna be there when they like name roads after you. The Josh Cahill Road.
Yeah, maybe here, this street. We can't disclose the location.
Or at like an airport. What do you think of Josh Cahill International? That would be sick.
No.
Oh no! I want more than international. You know what? Like George Bush. It's not international. It's intercontinental airport, which sounds so stupid.
No. You know what
Josh Cahill Intercontinental Airport in like Prague, and then they have like a Josh Cahill airline.
Nah, that's too much. You know what I would like though? You know how some airlines name their planes after people? You know, Air Serbia has one plane is called Novak Djokovic or something.
Or like
that.
Tesla
or something like that. Or here, I think in Germany, Lufthansa has it named after cities. And towns,
after
right?
towns.
So if temporarily one airline, and I always said Air Astana is my favorite airline in the world. If they, for a month, name an Airbus 320neo after me for a month,
you want someone like me to go on that plane and say, I'm riding on Josh Cahill?
Not literally, but yeah, that'd be something. But I don't honestly. I don't want to die. First of all, I want to continue my life because I love living.
Yeah, because like the airline industry would be bust without.
But yeah, Air Astana. I always loved them so much.
Yeah.
But jokes aside, this is the mission. This is what I all care about.
It wasn't jokes
and nothing else. YouTube doesn't make you rich. Like,
no, it's
not at all. Not at all. Do you think YouTube can make you rich?
I think we should protest that YouTube is paying too little.
I mean, no, but honestly, you can't become rich doing flight reviews. I spend so much money on flights as well. I pay all for my flights and such. So you can't tell me, like, I break even by the end of the year. That's it. Right? If I don't have other things that I'm involved in, I think you can't make money. I pay a lot of money so people can watch my videos for free. Entertainment, right? I spend so much money producing these so people can watch it for free, which is a great privilege, right? Open source. That's what I call it.
I think
Open
you're like now begging
much
for
feedback.
donations on Patreon.
You know, there's so many. No. Like, yeah, people can always sign up. But no, I mean, like, so many CEOs that I'm in touch with, they say, hey, Josh, because of you, I don't have to travel anymore because I see what my competition is up to in your videos.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. So, and this is open source, right? If I was a consultant working for an airline, I would probably get the same money, right, that I earn on YouTube.
Sure.
Probably even more. But because it's an open source and everyone can source it, and that's why it gets so many views, because it's so interesting. That's why you make money. That's with YouTube. Great monetization system. But yeah, this was it. That was pretty much the story of Qatar Airways. What do you think? What do you think of all this?
What do I think? I think, yeah, it's interesting. Airlines, I mean, we had this with Lufthansa, right? The thing is, like, not only we as YouTubers, we have a voice, but everyone has a voice. You know, I think we said this. TikTok, everyone can post. You know, everyone has a 4K camera, and everyone can post their bad experience, and everyone can write. I mean, a lot of people write an email, but there's also a lot of people just posting from their private accounts, and even that can blow up immediately. And airlines really have to be aware of that. And, like, you know, we all like live in, like, all these companies, they're like in a house with 3 walls, right? Everyone can share, everyone can see, everyone sees, and so silencing, which they try to do, does not work at all. Probably like what, like the juxtaposition is like Lufthansa, where with my videos, you know, that was like they ignored me completely, which probably was sometimes for the better. I think that's because, like, they don't have the Barbara Streisand effect. Yeah. But I think it's just open communication, like text people. Yeah. Or let ChatGPT do it, and say and have them say, hey, we're really sorry. Do you have, like, what can we do for you? What can you tell us? That kind of thing, you know. But I'm glad that they kind of got that fixed, and they kind of probably internally agreed that it's for the best not to try and silence people, because that's just not cool anymore.
Well, and you go to Russia or you go to other countries where it's really cool to silence critical voices, right? But obviously it is something else. I'm not a political activist who I'm just a little aviation YouTuber, and that's it. So yeah, but I think this is a story worth sharing, and I'm glad that we have the opportunity to do that.
That's a very long form sharing,
very extensively. And I said that on my YouTube video yesterday, that if people want to hear the full story nonstop, all the details, they should just tune in
or fall asleep. This is like another way to enjoy these podcasts. So
that's what I usually do when I travel. I listen to podcasts, and they put me
you
asleep.
You said that in the last episode as well.
But I can't listen to my own voice. I hate it.
Really?
So I don't like listening to myself. I don't watch my YouTube videos ever again after I posted them. So I would probably just cringe and not be sleepy. There's a couple of podcasts I listen to when I travel.
The desire to be outward, the fear of being seen. That's exactly the thing. So guys, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys are dreaming of something right now while sleeping.
Yeah, I know, and thanks again, really, for the feedback.
Yeah, no, it's been
great
really helpful.
Feedback. Like, if you guys have a second right now, just please rate us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. Hit that like button, subscribe.
Give us a Skytrax.
Give us a 5-star rating if you want to. If not, then not. Give it what you feel like. But it really, like, leave a comment. We love your feedback. That's how we grow as well, because we're a young baby podcast still, right? We're still learning. Yeah, but this is how we grow on this journey.
Yes,
with you guys' feedback. But yeah, leave a like. You know, give us a rating so other people might explore our podcast as well. And email us, message us, whatever you have. If you have ideas what we can talk about next. I think we're going to do a Q&A session.
Exactly.
Something like that. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you were entertained.
Yeah, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching this. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Thanks for listening.
Can you please just shut it?
Can I have?
We've had enough words.
Okay, I ended. I'm like,
bye.
Bye.
Bye.